All right, guys, today I'm going to talk about something that's super, super important. I'm going to talk about current female behavior, right? Basically, I'm going to break down, there's three stages, or I wouldn't say stages, there's three aspects to current female behavior in a nutshell from a macro perspective. So I'm going to call this the trifecta. All right. And the trifecta basically is this. Number one, it's sex for the high value male. Number two, it's relationships for the high earning male. And number three, it's ignoring and the cold shoulder for all the rest of the males. Now I'm going to add a fourth thing on top of this, which is shame and attack for men who question this behavior. Because let's be honest, there are many men who question this behavior, and many men who might not only question it, but they sort of just go along with female behavior because they just think that's the way it is. So they've sort of adapted to fit into it. So let's go through these in sequence, these three different aspects, and to talk about each one. So sex for the high value male is basically the stage where women, are using sex, and many women do this. Not all women do this, but many women do this. I would venture to say most women do this. And it's a combination of not only do they like sex, but also they view sex as currency. They view using sex to get what they want, which is a high value male. Now, I believe to a good extent this is probably biology, right? Well, we could break it down and say it's hypergamy. Okay, they want the high value male for the high quality genes, and this is what sexually turns women on. The way a guy dresses, how in shape he is, how good looking he is. This is high quality biology, right? So whenever a woman complains and says, oh, okay, I'm just a piece of meat to you, all guys want is sex, woo, 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 they don't realize that they're actually doing the same thing. They're just doing it in a different way. Men, will have sex with a woman, but because men are more rational, they don't want to have a kid with these women who are easily having sex. Women view sex as a means to get something, right? Oftentimes. So it's dualistic. On the one hand, they want sex. On the one hand, they crave sex and they have a lot of sex, frankly. On the other hand, they view using sex as a means to get something, right? So when guys say women love opportunistically, that's what this is. Women loving, quote unquote, opportunistically, quote unquote, is basically using sex in an opportunistic way, or love, quote unquote, if you want to call it that, which is really not. Sex in and of itself is not at all love. But that's what is done today. That's what goes on today, right? So this is women using, quote unquote, love or sex in an opportunistic way to reach an end, which is pregnancy, right? So essentially we're all, we have these sex drives, and these sex drives are urging us to copulate, right? The reason that men do this is for pleasure and for sex in and of itself. This is why women often, I believe, why women are so often, upset with men that, all men want is sex, because the way they view sex is oftentimes a means to an end, right? So I hope that makes sense. This is why sex is often so hard to get for guys. This is frankly exactly why it's so hard to get for guys, because women view sex as a means to an end, as a means to having a baby. They want a baby when they're having sex. Men don't want a baby when we're having sex. We want a baby in the right situation with the right woman. Women don't care about that. Women don't care about, I'm not saying that women don't want to get pregnant. I'm not saying that all women want to get pregnant necessarily. I'm saying that drive is deeper in women than it is in men. And women will, this is why there's so many single mothers out there, right? Whereas they could simply, just abort or, use protection, right? They don't, because deep down, that's their biological imperative. Their biological plan for survival is to have a kid so that a man can take care of them. Okay, so that's the first thing. And sex for a high value male, this is why women having sex with a lot of guys is looked down upon, because it's not the same thing. Men, unfortunately, we haven't adapted yet because sex is so powerful, and this is often why women look down on us, because we are so easily lured into bed with even very low quality women. And I've experienced this myself. Our sex drive is so tough, and we're in such a scarcity scenario, such a scarcity mode, that we often will fall into bed with any caliber quality of woman just for the sex. Now, women have a different plan. Women have a plan when they're having sex. This is why she's seeking the high value male. If men, and this is where I think men need to improve, we need to seek high quality women. And a high quality woman is not simply just a beautiful woman. That's a fallacy. That's a problem. We need to seek high quality woman on the inside, high quality woman for her heart, high quality woman for her character and her intelligence. Unfortunately, when you're just having random sex, this doesn't happen. But women take advantage of the random sex. They take advantage of that scenario to fulfill their biological imperative, which is to have kids. And this is evident all the time. And again, they choose the high value male. What is the high value male? Again, the high value male is the guy with looks, money, status. He's the guy who's in shape often. And that is, a guy being in shape, a guy dressing well, a guy being an alpha, very confident, etc. That's what they usually chase initially, until they get pregnant by that guy, and then they realize that he's not a good breadwinner or whatever, and then they go and seek the docile beta. They go and seek the breadwinning beta to play cleanup, and he has no choice because he's been discarded and rejected so much in society that he doesn't have any standard or any choice, so therefore he chooses her along with her baggage, and that's what we see the most today. Now, the second thing of the trifecta is women seeking relationships with the high earning male. Now, again, like I just said, this happens oftentimes when after she is, reached her sexual peak, her sexual experience peak, meaning she's had a lot of sex with a lot of quote unquote alpha bad boy guys who don't want to settle down with her. She may get pregnant, she may not. I would say in a lot of cases she will get pregnant, and then by the time she gets pregnant, then she's ready to settle down. Because once she gets pregnant, in most cases the fun and games are over. In most cases, women will not continue to live that loose, promiscuous lifestyle once they have a kid. Then it's different. And again, this is women's biological imperative. They want kids. Kids are the motivation for women having sex. Not simply pleasure. It is pleasure, but it's not simply pleasure, because this is seen and evidenced very much in the female choosing process. So they will, oftentimes after they get pregnant, after they experience that, hitting the wall stage, they will seek out the man with the money.